macaroni, and you should be eating. This is really good, especially while it's warm.
Yeah. This is actually one of my favorite recipes from this cookbook called 125 Recipes. I think that's not the complete title, but the author is Chloe Coscarelli. So she's this chef who actually was the first vegan winner of Cupcake Wars. So I really just love making this. It's one of my go-to dishes. My name is Sikeea, and I'm born and raised here in New York City, and I'm an aspiring artist based in Queens. I'm a food photographer, a food blogger. Actually, a few years ago, I really started to get into cooking shows on TV like MasterChef and Chop. So I really became interested in cooking when I was watching these shows because at the time I was vegan, and so that really just sort of crystallized my interest in food. And around that same time, my office, we needed someone to take pictures to update our website. So that person was me, and I took some classes at Photo Manhattan, and I realized that I actually love photography. I really enjoy it. So all of those things combined just made me realize one of my favorite subjects was food, and yes. About 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I actually met up with a career coach named Nicole Orisic, and she actually inspired me to start a blog about food. The name of my blog is hangryland.com. I was on the train one day and I was brainstorming for exactly what to call it, and then I thought, somehow games came into my mind, and I remembered Candyland when I was a kid playing that game Candyland, and so I thought, oh, Hangryland, and it sort of just stuck. I just grabbed that name first. Well, the reason I decided to start the blog was because I always really also had an interest in writing. I was always writing short stories when I was a kid, and so this was a great way to just sort of marry my new interest with photography, with my old interest in writing, and this way it can just be much more descriptive and expressive. And honestly, I really love being able to describe how a meal and the location of the meal, how that made me feel. When I go to these places and I find them, I just like to write from the heart, and I think that blogging is really the only way to do it. Right now, I would have to say the biggest challenge has been lighting. It's really kind of annoying when I go to a restaurant and I adore the food, I adore the ambiance, but it's so dark that I can't get a good picture. I completely believe that food nourishes the body and soul. Food is medicine, and so what you put into your body, that's going to affect, of course, your well-being, your mood, and your health. And when your health is good, that also affects your emotional well-being and your spiritual well-being. Right now, my small, humble goals are I would love for people to be able to say that they found my blog and they liked some of my recommendations and that they had a good experience at a place that I also really enjoy. I would also love to see some of my work in gallery exhibitions. Hopefully, maybe somewhere in the future, maybe a book, a collection of some of my photography, and maybe also workshops. Basically, I'm open to a lot of opportunities. To other emerging artists, I would first like to just say, do it for yourself. Don't try to compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Just really don't focus on metrics. I need to get this many likes, I need to get this many followers. When you start paying attention to those sorts of things, you lose that creative spark, and that creative spark is what you need the most. Keep going, always find a way, even if it's 5 minutes a day or 2 minutes a day. And also just remember to just stay humble.
I remember eating them when I was a little